All right, folks, it is time for Tuesday's weathercast here. As we look across Alexander with our Sinlot broadcasting cameras, we're seeing a mostly cloudy sky. See a few breaks and a little sun glow there uh, as rain continues to be hit miss across portions of central Louisiana. Let's go over toward Gina, where we're seeing more clouds in that direction. We're also seeing a little haziness in the distance. Could be a little fog mixing in with that. And Natchitoches, a little part of the athletic complex there. We're looking at, of course, an overcast sky up in that direction. And we've seen rain widespread across Sinlock for today, and we continue to see some here on radar. Let's go to this as we see kind of zooming in, kind of just a narrow band right through here. And this is pretty close to the location of a front, which is moving through, essentially, I'd say moving through. Uh, so somewhere about like this is the front, I would say, and it is not making much progress through the area. And in fact, I think it's going to still be around tomorrow, maybe a little weaker, but it's still going to be able to trigger another round of at least scattered showers and some thunderstorms for the day tomorrow. So we get a little closer look at this. Coming in, some heavy thunderstorms across portions of eastern Rapides just a bit ago. I had one of those. There it goes, going into northwest of Oils and south LaSalle parishes. But looking back, what we call upstream, this is weather to come for us. We still see some hit and miss showers, and occasionally a thunderstorm or two down in this direction to the southwest. Right now, the instability is a little weaker. We're going to nighttime. So that will continue to weaken some. The wind profiles are weakening as the upper level system, which is kind of powering this issue, is weakening and shearing out itself. And so the bottom line there is I think the severe potential is about over with this particular situation. And we did have a couple of tornadoes across South Louisiana and several tornado warnings for Sinlock. Futurecast coming into Wednesday. Kind of step you by what's going to happen later on. It's back to work and school for folks. Well, mainly school, I guess. By 7 o'clock, still some hit and miss showers. Maybe a thunderstorm can't be ruled out. Notice that continues off and on, hit and miss throughout the day. And once we add it all up, I'm going about 60% for the day tomorrow. So once again, you may have to take that rain gear with you as you head back out to work and school. Satellite and radar showing the front position here across here. Notice this energy coming back to the west, really plowing through the area. It's kind of kicking this out to the east a little bit, but this with nighttime, this will slow down. But this will be the stronger system now as the first one has weakened. All right, let's check things out for your temperatures. You want to ask where the cold air, that's a common question I'm getting. Well, there it is. It's across the Rockies in the western United States with that big upper low. Remember, that's a deep, cold bubble of air. And so there it is. And, but how do you get it here? Well, you've got to have something to force it in our direction. And we just don't really see that. On the opposite end of the scale to the east is the warmth. And so with us being between that, we've got the warmer conditions here locally, and that pattern is going to continue for tomorrow. But let's jump down into the tropics where we're tracking Rafael satellite presentation, seeing a little banding on the satellite imagery there, a little central core right there of convection. This is a strengthening tropical storm. In fact, we do expect it to become a hurricane pretty soon. So there's a couple of issues with this. So two of the main issues is with tropical systems, we have to go wide and we have to go very focused with this. On the wide scale, here's that trough I was talking about. That's that dip in the jet stream. The cold air drops out of Canada into the western United States. That's what I just showed you with the cold air here. If that were to progress eastward, we would get colder air, but that's not going to happen. On the opposite end of the scale is a ridge out to the west, a warm bubble of air. And both of these features are going to have an impact on how strong Rafael gets, as well as the steering. This map will focus on the steering potential with that particular storm. And you can see that on the east, south, and west side of the high rotates clockwise, so it is going to move the tropical system across the western part of Cuba and into the Gulf of Mexico sometime, say, Wednesday night, I would say. the trough is too far away to do anything. So right now, the feature which is steering Rafael is this high pressure. The other thing is the structure of Rafael is fairly shallow right now and may remain so. And that's going to be an important factor in the steering as well. A shallower storm would be more affected by these upper level systems. Now let's take a look at the strength potential with this. Likewise, we have the high and the low trough here. So the internal dynamics of the tropical system, the sea surface temperatures and that type of thing become important. Of course, obviously, you know, the Gulf is going to be plenty warm, but these jet stream dynamics to the northwest will take shape. And what will happen is, will the trough pick this up and push it and keep it to the east? Or will it just kind of leave it alone? Right now, we're kind of leaning toward there being a mixed bag of that. The high pressure will remain to the east of us, but it will weaken a little bit by the time this gets into latter part of this week or the weekend. And so you see that there's a pretty close approach to the Louisiana coast with that. All right, so here are the details, and here's the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Maximum sustained winds now are up to 70 miles per hour, so it's very near a hurricane and may get that later on tonight. As we go into the feature, this will become a hurricane and stay a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. But once it comes under the influence of some of the upper level trough there's some dry air associated with that. The water temperatures up here closer to the coast are cooler. And so the jet dynamics, everything's going to be working negatively against Rafael by this time period. So the Hurricane Center forecast shows a weakening tropical storm down to 45 miles per hour as it's not too far from the Louisiana coast. There's still a low confidence forecast as far as the motion of this. Some models have it much further to the southwest. Others have a little bit more of an easterly track to it. But, you know, this is kind of a compromise from the Hurricane Center, and I agree with their philosophy on this. This could actually happen. It may be a little further west, a little further to the east. But right now, this is our best guess as to where we think the system will be, just off the Louisiana coast as a weaker tropical storm, suffering from cooler water, dry air intrusions into the structure and disrupting the structure, as well as the jet stream dynamics kind of ripping apart some of the structural integrity as well. So we kind of hope that scenario verifies with at least a weak tropical storm and a small one. So there wouldn't be a lot of rainfall potential with that. So we'll be tracking Rafael all week long, folks. So this is going to be kind of a drawn out affair with that, as it's not going to be moving too fast. All right, going into Wednesday, there's your 60% chance of some showers and thunderstorms throughout the day there. Thursday, we get kind of a break from the rain, dropping it to 20%, warms up a bit, high of 82 degrees. And then Friday, we start to see influence coming in from that trough out to the west of us. And that will increase the rain chances for Friday heading into Saturday night, and even into Sunday. We've got 3 days for your weekend. Unfortunately, it's going to be dominated by at least some rain chances, especially Friday night and Saturday. And Saturday night, I would say, will be the focus of the rain chances. Sunday, I think that would be mainly an AM thing going on Sunday. And then early next week, things are looking pretty good there with a partly cloudy sky. 10%, just had to hold that because there's not a lot of dry air, but we'll see a little bit of a downturn in morning lows, 60, 58, and 59. So that's that's well above normal. We should be in the 40s by this time of year here as we're into November, mid to upper 40s, but we're not there. But it will be a little bit cooler than what we're seeing right now. All right, that's it for me. And of course, that is Veterans Day on Monday. Nate Mickens will be back with you in the morning, and I'll see you about this time for tomorrow, and have a wonderful Wednesday.